What you want, when you want it, where you want it. This is The Mesh.
I'm with the band. Music and interviews you're going to like. This is Chad Austin on I'm with the Band. In this episode, we have Andy Rhoney and his alter ego, Henry River.
You got that right. You pronounced it right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you for having me.
Well, you're welcome.
Yeah.
So for the people who don't know Henry River, why don't we dive into that right away and why we introduced Henry River?
The reason I want to choose Henry River is because Andy Rhoney, that name just kind of gets easily confused with Andy Rooney. And I just thought it would be a little bit easier for people to remember. Plus, it gave me a way artistically to kind of be more creative.
Sure.
Kind of not be bound by like what that name has always been and that family and those things. You give it a little bit more creative freedom. And, one of the other reasons that I chose it was because it, meant a lot to me. My fifth grade grandfather was Heinrich Widener, who is one of the first people to settle this area. And he eventually changed his name to Henry Widener. And the name of the rivers, I guess maybe, I don't know what the Indian name used to be, but somehow it became
Abba Wabba.
So now it's Henry River, and so now I'm Henry River, and I just thought it gave me a lot of creative freedom and ability to use it, and now it's kind of stuck, and it's great.
You brought up an interesting point prior to us starting, which I wanted to touch on.
Okay.
And about having an alter ego and how there's a safety feature there, so you can actually go outside the realm of what you're used to.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, I grew up in a Baptist church, and my mom was the piano/organ player. My stepdad was the choir director. My granddad was the head deacon. And while it gave me a great foundation there, some of those morals, that you're in kind of limit you a little bit creatively, because you say, I can't go there. I can't say this because what would people think? So it allows you to expand beyond that. Definitely.
Well, something else we had talked about was the fact that you don't consider yourself a very prolific singer, and
No.
and I have that same issue.
Yeah.
Not with you. with you, I had the same issue. I don't think that you're a very prolific singer. No, I started out as a guitar player.
Yeah.
And wound up having my plate handed to me from a bunch of guys who couldn't come close to the musicianship that I was accustomed to.
Yeah.
But they could write songs.
Yeah.
I couldn't write a song. Taught me a valuable lesson. This 10 hours a day that I was rehearsing meant nothing, even without the international notoriety that I achieved from it.
Yeah.
Didn't mean anything because I couldn't get anybody else to listen to a song like these guys could.
Yeah.
Joined them immediately. But it gave me it was kind of that safety feature because everybody knew my name.
Yeah.
But when I was inside that band, it was completely different, and I had my own safety net.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a cool thing to kind of get inside, for the songwriting process. I'm kind of like you in that my first formative years of playing, I picked it up fast. I started playing when I was about 17, and I didn't take any lessons. I started listening to albums. I got tab books. I started listening to the Jimi Hendrix Blues album, and that changed my life. Completely. Like, it's like what, the Coltrane's I Love Supreme. For a lot of jazz folks.
Right.
That's what this album was for me. So I got the tab book. I learned every song in it in about 3 months. And not saying I could play it with the same flair that Jimmy would.
Right.
But I at least knew what he was going after. So I did that for years, like you said. I just dived into that. Didn't even think about singing. Didn't think about writing too many of my own songs.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, I did find myself writing all the time and doing things, and just never really pieced it together. I was in a band in college. And then now, just here in like the last, I'd say, year, I'm really the creative peak, kind of that I've ever experienced. I've probably written like 25 songs in the last year, and I'm trying to decide what to do with them because they all sound so different.
How many songs do you think you've written overall?
Over 100, probably. Over the years, but they're all like on scraps of pieces of paper. I've forgotten them. They were
Do you ever record them?
I got bits and pieces of them ever since I got a Mac in like 2009. It made it a lot easier.
Right.
I've done some things on 4-track back in the day. But, it's kind of like I view songs, it's like it is what it was. It was just one little thing that happened. Like I've got a song that I did in McGuire's a couple years ago. I invited about 40 people and just did it one time, and that's it. And I won't ever play it again.
Right.
I'm viewing this whole thing as kind of like just like I said earlier, an artistic experiment to kind of see if I can keep things moving forward and always fresh and keep the songs alive. Because you listen to songs, there's only a few songs that in your entire life that you can listen to over and over.
That's right.
And I would like to achieve that one day. I'm not there yet, but I'd like to achieve that where these songs can live by themselves, like they have a life of their own.
Have you heard Bon Iver?
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's one of my new favorite artists right now.
Yeah, I started listening to him last year, and then and it was one of those that I liked, but then I found myself falling asleep a lot. Like,
Right.
you see, there's a Saturday Night Live where he's on there, and
Yeah.
you see that?
Yep.
And everybody, they said, oh, it must be white people music.
Yeah.
white people Butler music. Something
Yes,
like
right,
that,
right.
And but no, I love him too. There's a lot of soul there.
Do you know that he's from Wisconsin? He moved to Chapel Hill. Little girl broke his heart. He moved back to Wisconsin, and now he's famous. And I guess
that's interesting.
Yeah. What's the?
Do you know what Bon Iver means in French?
I did. Wait a minute. Good.
You're getting there.
Good Chad.
Good winter. That's funny. Good winter.
Good winter.
Good winter. Yeah.
Yeah. I did know that. The other guy, or the other person I'm really into right now is Gautier.
Yeah, he's fantastic too.
Yeah.
He's really polished. I heard that song on the radio, and then all of a sudden I was like, how do I know about this? And look on YouTube, it was at 28 million hits.
Yeah. Now it's up to 80 or 90.
It was at 52. Like a month later after that, and then a month later is at that.
And it just came out in December.
That's crazy.
And he's known so well outside of here that we're just now finding out about him. But he's kind of like an Elton John over there. I mean, he's just huge.
Yeah.
And or really outside the United States. He's got a couple of albums that have came out, and there's one, and I think I was talking about this in the last episode. I want to say it was called Drawing Blood or something like that. Came out in 2006. Mm-hmm. It was so popular overseas that all these bands got together and did a remake of that album, and each one got to choose a song. And sometimes they kept his original vocal line. Sometimes they kept his vocal line that he sang.
Yeah.
Most of the time they redid the whole thing, but it's fantastic. But you can't buy it around here. You can't even buy it on iTunes.
I heard Michael Kiwanuka's version of his hit song.
Oh yeah.
And and it's weird when you hear it. I love Michael Kiwanuka. Like he's one of my new favorites as well. And I've got a song that at some point today I'm going to do that, like, I was listening to that, and it kind of his whole the theme of his song that he has is about you're trying to achieve this dream and this goal, and then you feel like you're like right there, and then you can't just break through, so you got to keep believing, basically. I mean, but he says it in a very more poetic and beautiful way.
Well, now, if you were a guitar player originally, what level of guitar playing do you think that you got to? I mean, you got one being your basic player who picks it up and knows chords here and there, and you got 10 who's somebody who really became very proficient.
Yeah, I mean, I can play any Led Zeppelin song and Allman Brothers song that there is. Now, when it comes to doing the licks exactly how Dwayne Allman and Dickie Betts do them, no, I'm not there. So if they're 10s, I'm about an 8.
Gotcha.
But I can play Machine Gun so that you would hear it and you would think at times that it was Jimi Hendrix, because that's what really I like songs like that it's just an E. The whole song's an E. It doesn't change. There's 3 little different phrasings that the bass does and the guitar does.
Right.
That as you're going through the song, there's no walls to it. There's no, I need to sing here, I need to not sing here. This part is not rehearsed. And when I'm most alive with guitar playing is when I'm up there and I don't know what the hell's going on.
Right.
That's what I love about it. That's why I find like the songwriting process, I hate trying to put something in 3 minutes.
Right.
It just drives me crazy. But now I understand I need to, in order to get what my ultimate goal across is the things that I think are important, that I like, that are important to me, that I want to share.
So, who are some of your influences in the songwriting realm?
James McMurtry right now is probably number 1. He's got a song, Hurricane Party, that I have just butchered over and over. It's got 451 words in it. And there's one that I can't get quite right, one phrase. It says, I bought a whiskey for the gypsy, and she turned my leather back into skin. Now, that's just a damn good line. Like, he's got, in that whole song, there's line after line after line.
Right.
And every time I say it wrong. I said, I bought a gypsy for the whiskey. Every time. So, anyway, but him, he just writes some beautiful songs. And his guitar playing is insane, because he's not just going like one note at a time. He's not repeating something that somebody else has done with a lead before.
Right.
There's an emotion inside him. When he hits that guitar, you feel that emotion.
What do you think about John Mayer?
It's I have John Mayer in my head constantly, because
right.
I don't want to be a douchebag.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to sit there and, like, during this interview, me sound self-indulgent. I'm important and this and this
Right.
and that. Because there's a show that one of the ones he has, like, the hour-long, where he does 3 different incarnations of his band.
Yeah.
And he starts talking about it after he comes off the stage. He's like, I did that lick that, you know, like Buddy Guy did in 1966 when he was playing at Montreux. I hate myself. Like, that's just, come on.
Yeah, he's a little pompous, but you know what?
But
Really,
his playing is fantastic.
it is, and his songwriting and his lyrics are phenomenal. And the thing that really sucks is, especially being in the music industry, I hear a lot of behind-the-scenes stories that are fantastic about him. I know some stories that are just awesome about him, and you never hear those because he's always it's always living under the shadow of these insane things that he's done, these horrible interviews that he's just belittled women. It's terrible.
Yeah.
It's terrible, and he really should let his music speak because his last album sucked.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't even a little bit good. I mean, there was maybe one song on there that was okay. But he has a lot of that Jimi Hendrix feel in his playing.
Oh, him. I mean, he studied. He spent a lot of time in a room. All the girls that he didn't get back then, he's getting now.
That's right.
Okay?
Well, now, he's got an interesting sidekick that they joined together in 1998. His name is Clay Cook. He's with a band called the Lo-Fi Masters out of Atlanta. They both came down from Connecticut and got together there.
Okay.
And they co-wrote a lot of songs on that first Room for Squares album. And I've met Clay and became an acquaintance of his. I can't call him a friend. But our last big single, he was supposed to have produced. And when I got a hold of him to say, okay, the album's ready, he says, he's playing with Zach Brown. He says, I just got out of the studio and we're getting ready to go on tour. And I'm like, well, can I publish the email so people will actually believe me? Because he liked the song. But he's a very odd songwriter. If you notice, the John Mayer stuff is getting more and more structured as it goes along, but his earlier stuff was a little bit more out there, just a little bit.
Yeah.
It was still pop-oriented. That was Clay's influence.
Okay.
Very interesting guy to check out.
That's
He's
cool.
got some neat music.
I'll look at that. I mean, it's the whole songwriting process. What I find most fascinating. Like, I'd rather be involved in that construction of the songs rather than the performance of them any day.
Right.
I love sitting there and being, okay, is there enough breath in between these verses here? Is it, you know, is there, does this chorus take away from the verse? Does it live up to it? You know, are these words as good as they can be?
Right.
You know, where do you want to put a solo here? Do you not want to put a solo? You know?
Well, the thing on the
I love
breath,
that whole process.
the thing on the breath, like if I have 2 phrases, I'll say phrase, and then I'll just go, phrase. And if it feels right, I'll keep that in the song.
Yeah. That's funny. I've got a good sounding board, Jeff Osborne, who, you know, some of the folks here know.
Right.
I'll send him stuff, and then there's a song I got, Hollywood, that I recorded, that I watched episode of the X Factor, the very first one, and I got so sick after watching it. They were forcing music down our throat, and I hated this manufacturing process of music that they made it become. Anyway, wrote it, sent it to Jeff, and he was like, you need to lengthen that slide solo one more, you know, whole bar. And I did it, and boom, it opened up, song was done, and, you know, it was great. And it's just funny how things like that happen. Like that whole, there's a song I'm going to do as well today about Pastor Worley and Maiden. And one of the everybody kind of, I think, knows who that is. And I was at work when it happened. And luckily I had my guitar at work. And I sit there, and then I wrote that song in about 15 minutes. And it was like the first line goes, you know, some people preach their hate so loud, like a crown they wear so proud, all these things that get passed down. I had a song, like once you have the ending, just like Bob Dylan used to use, you know, you'd have your 2 lines of lyrics, and then your 3rd line, you repeat that. And that's what you use to form the whole song, you know? I
got to stop you. It's interesting that you said Bob Dylan because I worked out with a guy today who told me to tell you hello. He's also the one who told me about the Henry River background.
Oh, who's that?
Eric Bider.
Oh,
yeah.
Dude, Eric's awesome.
Yeah, he actually, I just signed him to my label.
Awesome.
Yep.
He helped me with a song that I'm not going to do it today, but he helped me with one as well. He's fantastic, man. He's got the biggest heart of anybody I know in giving. The first performance I had at Main Soul was the first time I've ever gone and done 6 songs in a row of my own material.
Right.
30 minutes. And he comes up to me right after it, and he was like, dude, that was fantastic.
That's what he said. He said some very nice things about you, and he said you were destined to be another Bob Dylan.
Huh. Well, that's pretty high praise there, to quote Nicolas Cage.
He's a good dude. He did a rendition of the Rolling Stones' Midnight Mile, and I said, "You come into my studio and let me produce it for you."
Yeah.
And it won't cost you anything. He came in and we hit it off. We worked really well together. So he's definitely on the Lady Dancing Records label now.
Man, I hope he's on. Man, he's got a lot of things going.
Yeah, he does.
He's got the whole Benton Blunt thing.
Yep.
And he's got the
King Biscuit Trio.
King Biscuit Trio, and then being a co-songwriter with Henry River.
He's got it all. He's got the whole thing.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Why don't we segue into a couple of songs?
Okay.
You go ahead and set them up, and then we'll take a listen.
Okay. All right. This song is called "Now I See." Since the day I was born, I've been running around trying to find the source. Now I see I'm right here where I'm supposed to be. Ooh, you turn my head around. Ooh, turn my head around. You turn my head around. Since I was 18, I've been running around trying to find this dream. And now I see I'm right where I'm supposed to be. Ooh, you turn my head around. Ooh, you turn my head around. You turn my head around. Well, I was lost, but now I'm found. Well, I was blind, but now I see. Well, I was lost, but now I'm found. Well, I was blind, but now I see. Now I see, now I see. You and me, right here where we're supposed to be. My head around. All right, thank you. This next song is called High, Low. So basically that's how it looks anyway whenever it's written down on the CD album. But it's called High Low, and it's kind of about this area. Here it goes. We got friends in a small town. Looks like a good place to sit our boots down. There's a church and there's a choir high on a mountain in the peace and quiet. If your mind is racing, you think you're gonna explode, it might be time to get off this road. If your mind needs racing and you got nowhere to go,
Come now, find me high and lay low. Now we got a baby, we got a house, and we got money, well at least right now. We got a love that's so strong I'm scared it's all gonna go wrong. When your mind is racing, you think you're gonna explode. Come on now, you got to get off that road. When your mind needs racing and you got nowhere to go, come on and find me, we'll get high and lay low. There's a man named Henry River, and like his name, he goes on forever. He's got a house, he's got a fire. Come on inside to the peace and quiet. If your mind is racing and you got nowhere to go, come now and find me, we'll get high. If your mind needs racing and you got nowhere to go, come now and find me, we'll get high and lay low. Sometimes at night we go out to bars and we pretend we're great big stars. The next morning, coffee is king. Our heads are rolling like they went through a guillotine. If your mind is racing and you got nowhere to go, come on and find me, we'll get high. You got nowhere to go, you're gonna explode now. Come on and find me, we'll get high.
We'll get back to your show in a moment. Just a reminder, you're listening to The Mesh, an online media network of shows and programs ranging from business to arts, sports to entertainment, music to community. All programs are available on the website as well as through iTunes and YouTube. Find out more at themesh.tv and give us feedback on what you like.
All right, man. Hey, I've actually got something for you, Chad, that I came into. I was reading a little bit of your bio.
Uh-oh.
And some of your interests. Now, I couldn't bring a telescope in here, so I brought a bottle of red wine.
Oh.
So I thought maybe.
Well, thank you.
It's got a screwed cap, so if you want to open it up, feel free. I mean,
Really?
I'll sit here and drink it with you right out of the bottle. I got no problems with that.
Go ahead.
This would be a first. And let's see what kind of. Now, Andy has just given me. I'm sorry, Henry. Well, did Andy or Henry give this to me?
At that very moment, it was Andy River.
Andy River, yeah. a little of both.
Yeah.
This is a Big House Red. It's a red wine, which means it's a blend. We have 13% alcohol by volume. Let's see if we can find out what kind of grapes that we have in this wonderful red.
Yeah. Now, have you said the name yet?
Oh, I haven't. Big House Red.
Because I'm looking for a sponsor.
Oh, right.
And if they can be my sponsor, they can give me all the wine they want.
Excellent.
I'll just play wherever they want. They send me to Sonoma, wherever.
All right. Well, here we go. Cheers.
There we go, yeah. Gulp, 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 gulp. All right.
Communion.
Thank you. All right. Man, we never did that growing up in our Baptist church. That's great.
Yeah, that's good.
It's a good, $8 bottle of wine. It's as good as you can get.
Thank
for
you.
$8.
Hey, you know what? My standby wine is cheaper than that, which is Barefoot.
Do you get that at Audi?
I have. Oh well, no, I have like a half Audi, half innie.
Okay.
Oh,
That's funny.
no, you can get it at Lowe's. You used to be able to get Harris Teeter till the dumbasses closed down.
Yeah.
And I'm really angry about that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That was that.
Our producer, she doesn't
understand
care
it.
for Harris Teeter. She's a Food Lion fan.
Well, Harris Teeter's meats were the best in town by far.
Black Angus.
Yeah. Lowe's. I mean, I love Lowe's. I hate the new construction. You got to get around the Y and the X and the Z, whatever. Whatever that design concept is.
That's getting ready to shut down.
Oh, is it really?
They're going to move that one. That was an experimental store.
Okay.
And everybody hates it.
Huh.
Because of what you're talking about.
Yeah. That's interesting.
So what I want to ask you about, but
Maybe not interested enough for this Mesh TV, though.
well, I mean, hey, thank you for the wine. That's awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
Now future guests. Please take note from Andy. River. We have figured out the right way to do the interviews.
Yeah, we're good. We just bounce around.
Now, if there's any underage kids, you'll get Jesus juice instead, like Michael Jackson stuff.
That's funny.
That's what he gave out. That's what he called it. He called wine Jesus.
really?
Okay, we got to keep
Jesus
going.
juice? Okay.
The producer said, "Keep going." She throws things at me.
We have a
she
song
does.
right there.
Which one? Jesus juice.
Jesus juice.
Let's write that
Write
down.
that down. Yeah, that's yeah, we can definitely come up. We can bang that out in like 7 days.
That's great. Ooh. Okay, let's talk about you. You went to Appalachian.
That's right.
And what was your major?
Double majored in advertising and marketing and broadcast production.
Really?
And minored in philosophy and psychology.
So you don't know if you're coming or going, but you want to talk to everybody about it.
I know. I'm bruised all the time because I'm just bouncing around off stuff. You know?
So what do you do now?
Work for Catawba Paper Box Company, and also have my own design branding company, Rhoney Design, that I share with my wife, who's a fantastic interior designer.
Oh wow!
And so we got creative juices kind of flowing everywhere, yeah, you know, it kind of helps pay the bills. It allows me to have an avenue where it's almost like you were talking about a safety net earlier. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like I've got this day job where, you know, it's set, it's routine, it's great, it's fantastic, and it's a really good job, you know, and pays good. But then at nighttime when I'm doing this art, I'm not worried about selling it.
Right.
I'm not having to worry about if people are really liking it or not. You know, it's like I found a niche of things that I like. There's music out there that's close to what I want, and I'm just trying to do something that's exactly what I want. You know, that's missing out there. I think I'm not saying it's that special or that unique. It's just a blend of what I like, which are usually like some wit, maybe a little bit of humor, some intelligent lyrics, cool guitar playing, great beats. Mm-hmm. You know, there's other bands out there now that are kind of doing some things like the Avett Brothers. They're fantastic. Mm-hmm. They don't have any virtuosity in their music. They don't really take you anywhere musically. Like, it's a high energy. There's nothing really terribly cerebral about it at the same time.
Right.
You know, and you know, there's a lot of other bands like the Black Keys. Man, they move you. You know, they move your feet, and it's great. And again, the lyrics, they're like the old, you know, we got my gold on the ceiling, you know, stuff like that. They're saying something, yeah.
Have you heard the local guys, Belfast boys?
I live beside Adrian.
Oh, do you really?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, you know, he keeps going, and that accent is fake.
That's funny.
They're one of my favorite locals.
Yeah, they got a beautiful sound.
They really, really do.
Mm-hmm.
They really do. And Alan's playing is phenomenal. I mean, really.
Yes, he is.
And they work well together.
Yeah, Adrian is you know, a published poet. And,
oh yeah.
You know, he's notorious, I guess. Would that be the best word? You know, over there in Ireland, you know, and here, and he's doing some great things. He sits out on his front porch and writes, and I sit on my back porch and write. And there's some little vortex of things that's happening there right now that, you know, the train comes at midnight. It's kind of like Harry Potter, you know. You kind of go to this other, you know, other land or you know, and
what's the name of the platform?
It might be Chronicles of Narnia. Maybe that's where I get confused. Chronicles of Narnia. That's where they go. You know, and so, you know, he and I were talking about it the other day, and it's like I got this song that I'm working on too. It's called, I'm going to name the album Grass So Green. I'm hoping to put it out in the next 6 months. We'll see. It's just got to be perfect. It's one of the reasons I've been waiting.
Now, are you going to do this? What kind of instrumentation are you talking about on this album? Is it going to be full band stuff, or is it going to be eclectic on some of it?
It depends on what the song deserves, you know. How do you serve the song best to be cheesy, you know?
Right.
And it all depends what it needs, but there's a couple of musicians here I'm going to feature. Eric Bauder's going to be one of them. Matt Decker is going to be one. Mm-hmm. Will Freeman's a violinist that's going to come in and play some things. I'm going to do a lot of different things. I'm going to do some banjo, guitar, some slide work, some singing, banging on some percussion as well.
Excellent.
So we're going to feature a lot of different people, and one of my goals is to establish something in this area where it's basically Henry River and friends, or the Henry River Band, as you want to call it, where I get other people and you just highlight what people are good at in this area, and bring them all together, because there's so many fantastic musicians. I mean, just in Hickory, but then especially when you broaden it 60 miles to Asheville, Boone, Morganton, Happy Valley, and other places.
Right. It's funny you said that, because my band, The Logic, and then my solo stuff are two different things. Even though I'm kind of the creative force behind The Logic, so it still is a lot me. I welcome all the not just camaraderie, but all the collaboration, because I'm big into collaboration. I absolutely love it. But I had started working on the new Chad Austin solo album, but I want to call it Friends, and I've already spoken to several musicians, and incidentally, Eric Botter was one of them.
Awesome.
Yes, so he'll corroborate
he's
my story.
He's a music whore, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. Rob Pritchard from Throwdown Jones. He's been invited on. There's been several different people, and I don't care who sings. I don't care who plays. That's not the issue. If we don't work together, we fail together.
Exactly.
And there's
plus,
places,
I'm not prolific enough of a singer, like you were talking about earlier, to sit up there and entertain people for 2 hours. I need help.
Yeah.
And plus you don't want to hear me go on and on and on about these rants about what I hate or love.
Well, hey, look at Adrian.
Yeah.
He tells the same jokes every show. He tells the hand waving joke, which I absolutely love.
That's funny.
You tell him I said that.
Okay, we'll do it. Yeah.
Tell me about July 21st at the Market on Main City
right.
Cellars.
Yeah, two fantastic musicians, Al Petaway and Amy White. Yeah, they're going to be coming down from Asheville, and Al was a photographer for I guess an editor for the National Geographic in D.C. And
really,
he's also known as a great acoustic musician doing Celtic Appalachian folk and things like that. And his wife, Amy White, can play about 8 different instruments. And
she died recently in England, didn't she?
Who?
Amy Whitehouse.
Oh, that's bad. Was that where you put the stop edit? Where do you put
That's
that?
where you put the little wah, 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 wah.
Here, have some more wine. Here. So anyway, they're coming to the main cellar July 21st, and my father-in-law, Skipper Smith, is helping to promote this event. And it's going to be, some sit-down dinner at main cellar about 6 o'clock if you'd like to have that, and then the show starts at 8 o'clock. Tickets are only $15.
That's awesome. I really like the shows like that. They've done some shows out there where it's the dinner and a show.
It's definitely a sit-down show, probably more for adults that like a lot of instrumental music. It's very soothing, and it kind of reminds you of yesteryear.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Let's see here. So we went through the guitars to a songwriter. What else do you want to tell us about? You said you had a lot of stuff to talk about. I remember you saying that when you walked in.
I do have a lot of
You
stuff
said I can
to
just
talk
keep
about.
on going. You said that.
I can talk about the guitar sound of Dickie Betts during One Way Out when he hits those feedback moments that are in his guitar that aren't feedback moments. He's hitting them and they drive down. And the same thing Clapton was getting with Cream. Of when I hear these kind of sounds and how they make me feel, that's what people look for when they go to things. They go to church and they go to other things, and that's where they find it. When I hear that, that's what hits me hard, and in my soul. And it's like that's what all this music does, and it's so important to me. And like, I don't want to put anything out there unless it's just awesome,
right?
And it's getting there, And it's like, plus you got things like for example, my brother, the first albums he ever gave me when I was 11 years old. I think he was trying to get me to stop listening to PM Dawn and and other stuff like that. But he gave me Led Zeppelin 4, Rush, Exit Stage Left, and Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon. Now, if that's what you start out with and that's what you hear, it kind of establishes a precedent for what the rest of your life is kind of about. Like there's a standard. I'm not saying I'm going to write a Dark Side of the Moon. I'm not saying I'm going to write a Led Zeppelin 4, but there's something that's there that's going to, that has just like this goal that I feel like I need to live up to. That's got to be really special.
Right.
And that's what I want. I kind of want from my music. Yeah.
So that's interesting that you said that, because one of the reasons why I would love to have my own identity like a Henry River is because a lot of the music that I listen to, the musicians are so high. I mean, their standards are so high. Like,
oh, I thought you. Okay.
Yeah. But I mean, like Sting is one of my favorite artists. Peter Gabriel's one of my favorite artists. John Mayer, his writing is some of my favorite. these people who just keep stretching their creative talents more and more, as well as their musicianship. And the unfortunate side effect of that is that you start comparing yourself to them.
Yeah.
I mean, I know some people out there are going to hate me for saying it, but like REM, I know they got a couple of cool tunes, but musician-wise, no.
Yeah.
So if I wrote a song like REM, I would not think twice about it. But the funny part is people would actually probably like that song better than the ones I kept trying to make technically perfect.
Yeah. Gotcha. It's funny with music. Sometimes you can literally strike a chord in people, and sometimes it's not that you play a G chord. It's how you hit it. It's that exact moment and feeling that you put into that. It's not about mathematically how does that chord sound.
Right.
There's a feeling that goes through that I find anyway of musicians that I like. Why do I like this guy so good?
Right.
He's playing things just like other people will play, but it just hits me in a different way,
Right.
And you try to when I'm playing, I try to be as present as possible and in that moment and capture what happened in the original inception of the song, which was sometimes divine inspiration.
Right.
Like Bob Dylan, for example. I'm not comparing myself to him in any way, but he said, "Man, I didn't write these songs. These songs wrote me."
Right.
It's one of those things. He was just there.
But he said,
he was in the middle.
I didn't find these songs.
Yeah.
These songs defined me.
You see, I'm trying to get away from these comparisons with Bob Dylan that all these people that are talking about Henry River keep saying.
Well, what about any upcoming gigs in the future?
As of yet, there are zero. So my goal is to finish the album, put it out there, and then that's that. So there's a Facebook page where it's I guess facebook.com/Henry River Music, and there's Henry River Band in case I think you want to be my friend. And
I'll be your friend.
Yeah. So you got those two places. I got some stuff on SoundCloud, some stuff that you can purchase on Bandcamp, but I'm going to put some stuff out there that people can download for free.
Yeah, excellent.
Listen to, put some links.
Yeah, good. So you've said earlier that some of these songs you've only done a few times.
All the 4 songs you're here today have been written in the last 3 weeks. And one I wrote the chorus to last night. And to me, it feels like when a song is done, like it's dead. Yeah. I don't know how to explain it.
That's because you're constantly rewriting.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I want it to feel as fresh and alive. And I don't care if it's bad. I don't care if I sit here and bomb today. Like it's the intent, that's there. There's going to be moments that are good because I'm trying to be open to the creative forces or divine inspiration, whatever you want to call it. Like I'm just trying to be open to it,
Well, no, that's good that you're willing to do that because I've noticed people who write a lot, the songs are never really complete. The song I was talking about that the Clay Cook guy was interested in, he heard that in 2001 or 2002. So the song's almost 10 years, well, it's 10 years old now.
Yeah.
It's been through 7 or 8 rewrites. And only until I put it out publicly is the song officially dead, as you call it.
Yeah.
And then I kind of let it go, and I'm looking for the new inspiration.
Yeah, that's true. It's a fun thing to be a part of. And we're so self-critical. At least I am. Of what's happening. And then sometimes it's just hard to sit back and enjoy it. It's rare. Like there's a song called Axe that I have that Matt Decker with I think Matador, whatever his production company has a studio that he's doing. He's doing the drums for it right now. And this song, when I wrote it, I was reading Grapes of Wrath a lot. And the idea of these people people that were in America, the Dust Bowl area, that were losing. This is the 3rd time I've read it, so I'm starting to memorize it. The idea of these people living and losing their homes, was the exact same thing that people are going through now. And all of a sudden, I find myself developing and writing this song that took about a month of writing all the parts and writing all the drums and the bass and everything. And I spent a good probably 60 hours in it, in my computer and writing it and editing and things. And it's my favorite song I've ever done. It says exactly what I want to say. The guitar parts are perfect. Everything about it's perfect. The drum parts are like perfect, And then now it's just is what it is. I'm probably never going to play it live,
You know what
and
really
he's going to
stinks
do the
about that,
drums,
though?
and then that's it. Yeah.
In my experience of doing songs like that, where everything where you got your exact message out, it'll be the one song that nobody pays attention to.
Oh, nobody likes it.
Yeah.
I love it. My buddy Ryan Lutz said he listened to it every day before he goes to work out because it pumps him up.
Right.
It's like and to me, it's everything that I love in music, and nobody around here that I've played it for really likes it.
Yeah, I share
find
your
it
pain.
either odd or something's quirky about it. But I mean, that's the whole point of this. It's I'm doing this for me.
Yeah.
I'm not doing this for anybody else. I'm writing songs that I want to listen to.
Well, good for you. That's the way it should be. I mean, I really believe that. That's our last album was that way.
Yeah.
And to me, it's my shining achievement. And nobody gave a damn.
That's funny.
I've seen it as bookshelf. People use it to put drinks on. They don't care.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's cool. I don't want to sound, pretentious anyway, but I've got a wonderful life. I've got a good job. I've got, first and foremost, a beautiful, lovely wife, and I've got a beautiful, almost 3-year-old daughter and a little 2-month-old boy.
When was your 2-month-old born?
The
Radio edit.
April 23rd.
Oh, good.
Yes, April 23rd. Sorry,
Okay.
I started getting confused because July 27th when my little girls come. When she'll be 3. But anyway, what I'm saying is that I got all that to fall back on, so to speak.
Right.
Like if this dies, who cares?
That's right.
Right.
Good for you. It sounds like you got your head on your shoulders pretty well.
Appreciate it.
Well, why don't you play us a couple more tunes from the album
will
and
do.
enlighten us.
All right, man. One last sip of wine first.
All right. I might join him.
There you go.
Cheers.
Cheers. Last 2 songs I'm going to do is about this area. And one of the songs is about a pastor. I don't even know the name of the church, but he's out in Maiden. His name is Pastor Worley. And this song pretty much says everything that I'd like to say to and about that guy. That not everybody in Catawba County feels the same way as this man. And in fact, if there are people out there that don't like this, please spread it. Come and find me. Tell me you don't like it. I'd love to talk to you. I'd love to have an intelligent conversation with you. Might be the first of your life. So, all right. Close enough to being in tune. All right, here we go.
Some people preach the hate so loud, like a crown they wear so proud of these things that get passed down. Look at him drag his knuckles around, turn to servants into hounds, all these things that get passed down. Well, we don't have to sit and take this shit. A man who thinks he's God is a lunatic. When you lose your soul to the pulpit, you'll never get it back, you'll never get it back. Oh Lord, would you help this man? People preach the hate so loud, like a crown they wear so proud of these things that get passed down. On one side is ignorance, on the other's forgiveness. All this hate we must lay down. Well, we don't have to sit and take this shit. A man who thinks he's God is a lunatic. When you lose your soul to the pulpit, you'll never get it back, you'll never get it back. Oh Lord, would you help this man? Well, some say he was born this way, but I say he was made this way. One more time, come on. We don't have to sit and take this shit. A man who thinks he's God is a lunatic. When you lose your soul to the pulpit, you'll never get it back, you'll never get it back. Oh Lord, would you help this man? Well, some say he was made this way. Well, I say he was born this way.
Twice. All right, thank you. I reversed it there at the end again, but it's okay. Either one works. Did I hear you sneeze? No, I didn't. My guitar is so loud, it's almost deafening. It sounds great, though. Yeah. Oh, I'm playing a Martin guitar out there, too. Because you can't really blur out things, on the radio like you do on TV if you don't, your brand isn't there. So Martin guitar, so Martin, if you want to send me one. I'm like the NASCAR of songwriters. All right, so this right here will be the final song I want to do. And this song here is a story that happened to my dad back in, I'd say 1960 or 61. I think he was about 13 years old, and his dad was a bootlegger. His name was J.W., had a poker house, and they used to make runs back from Waynesville to Hickory and Wilkesboro and so forth. And this song is about an experience that happened to them when they got pulled over by the police right on I-40. And my dad actually tried to outrun them and ran out of gas. And so this song and this story is told from the point of view of my father, Larry Rhoney.
Well, I was just 13, first time I got caught. I was just 13, first time I got caught. We're heading down from Waynesville, whiskey in the car. I've been all around this world, I've been all around this world. Well, officer, we're heading to Henry River Road. Officer, we're heading to Henry River Road. He said, I don't care who you know, I'm taking this here load. I've been all around this world, I've been all around this world. Well, J.W., my daddy, stepped out the side of the car. J.W., my daddy, stepped out the side of the car. And he put his gun against the head of that officer. I've been all around this world, I've been all around this world. J.W., my daddy, listen to your son. J.W., my daddy, listen to your son. Go ahead and put down your gun, you know I got this one. I've been all around this world, I've been all around this world. Next morning we went to the judge's private chamber. Next morning we went to the judge's private chamber. We put the money in the Bible and that judge, he did caper. Well, he'd been all around this world, I've been all around this world. J.W., my daddy, he couldn't read or write. J.W., my daddy, he couldn't read or write. Well, he could sure leave a mark on your backside. Well, I've been all around this world, I've been all around this world. Well, Lulu, my mama, she dead and gone. Lulu, my mama, she dead and gone. She went to check the mail and a Chevy came along. Well, she been all around this world, she been all around this world. Now mama and papa, little sister make three. Mama and papa, little sister make three. They all gone to heaven, soon they'll see me, yeah. I've been all around this world, I've been all around this world. Up on the Blue Ridge Mountains, there I lay my head. Up on the Blue Ridge Mountains, there I lay my head. With a guitar on my shoulder and a pick in my hand, yeah. I've been all around this world, I've been all around this world. Well, up on the Blue Ridge Mountains, there I lay my head. Up on the Blue Ridge Mountains, there I'll lay my head. A guitar on my shoulder and a pick in my hand, yeah. I've been all around this world, I've been all around this world. I've been all around this world, I've been all around this world.
How funny was that? As soon as I said pick in my hand, it dropped out of my hand. It went pew.
You've been listening to The Mesh, an online media network of shows and programs ranging from business to arts, sports to entertainment, music to community. All programs are available on the website as well as through iTunes and YouTube. Check us out online at themesh.tv. Discover other network shows and give us feedback on what you just heard.